Borodard, Croeso Gymru. More specifically, welcome to the forests above Dolgelly. Today I'm on a virtual ride out with Dick Whistles. Take a look at his channel. It's got some really great videos on there and some useful stuff, especially the bike reviews and the fitting accessories to Royal Enfield. There's loads of stuff to watch on his channel. Really recommend it. He's also a top chap too. Right, so subject of this month's mutterings is a quick review of the Royal Enfield. This one is a 2020 Royal Enfield 500 Works Trials replica. It's how can I put it? It's not the real deal. It's really a road bike with some concessions to off-road riding, like dual-purpose tyres, cut down frame so it can't accept pillion pegs, and high-level exhaust. Looks really nice, goes really well. The vibrations that you often hear about really aren't a problem. I can have no problems with it. It's done a couple of thousand miles. I've been riding it over the winter. It's borne up to the winter quite well. In fact, the only real tarnishing I've noticed has been on things like screws on the back of the indicators, which interestingly look like they come from the Interceptor, not the old Bullet. So that's a bit of an interesting conundrum. That the bike with a better warranty has got parts on it that don't seem to have lasted as well as the Bullet's parts. Oh well. Yeah, so it costs nothing to run. The worst I've ever had in a month is about 15 quid's worth of fuel. It goes on and on and on. It's got fantastic torque. It isn't suitable for long journeys on dual carriageways. You can sit all down the saddle on it and ride through the countryside on A roads, B roads, and little lanes like you're watching at the moment. Fantastic. It's a really good bike. You will come to the end of your ride with a smile on your face. It is really good. It's comfy. It's got a sporty chassis. Actually, I was really taken aback by that, just how good it was. But, and be under no illusion of this, it is not really a bike for dual carriageways, particularly the Trials version with the slightly higher bars. You are like a sail in the wind, and the bike doesn't really like it because it's got oodles of torque. It's great low down. At the top end it just isn't really happy, and you feel like you're not really doing the bike a good service. Really enjoying the bike so far. As I say, its ability to put a smile on my face is fantastic. Its weight is not great. It's only about 180 odd kilos, so having a day in the saddle riding around these types of lanes in Snowdonia, you feel quite smug. You're not tired, you're not worn out. In fact, I often ride a much bigger tourer, and I have to say that when I'm riding around this sort of area, the bike is more tiring to ride. Bearing in mind you can buy about 4 of these to the price of that one. The value for money of the big one is not there. Still, I don't pay for it, so I don't care. This one is one. It's my bike. I much prefer to ride it. So there you go. There's not really a lot else to say about it, other than great value, good chassis. Off-road is not really properly a proper off-roader, I admit that. However, it does acquit itself quite well. Up here the lanes vary from rocky, very rocky, rock steps and incredibly rocky, wet and muddy, muddy, very muddy, bring a life raft, bring mountaineering equipment because it's that rocky. And this bike will never do the heavy stuff. It'll only cope on the smaller, lighter lanes. Having said that, it quits itself much better than I ever will, and it's been again a revelation. It's got to be, I think, one of the best value bikes around. Also, do not buy one of these if you are worried about being approached by strangers. I've been out recently, both times with people with much nicer looking bikes than mine, much more interesting bikes in my opinion. And who did the people approach? not them. They're always coming up to look at the Enfield and discuss the Enfield. It seems to have universal appeal. It's great, whereas a lot of people don't like a lot of these bikers with the very noisy cans and tiny exhausts, because, well, let's face it, it can be quite antisocial if you don't like bikes. Here, this one seems to do the opposite. You're almost like the acceptable face of motorcycling, I suppose. It's really weird. It's strange just how it puts smiles on people's faces. So it's not just you, but it's everyone around you seems to like it. Not really a lot else to say. Yes, I recommend it. Yes, I'd have it. It doesn't vibrate like people say it does. No, it's not great on a dual carriageway, but it will do it. Is it expensive? No, it's not expensive. There's not really much to knock the bike for. The only thing I would say is, if you're after a sports bike, it's not sporty, but within its limits, it will entertain you. Let's put it that way. So that's it for this monthly mutterings. I hope you find it interesting, and my advice would be take a test ride. Have a look at it. Have fun. There'll be some more videos coming up. Go over to Dick Whistle's channel. He's going to produce some videos of my day out. My footage was rubbish, apart from this. So his will be the place to be. And why not subscribe to his channel while you're there? So he's a top chap, and his videos are great, interesting, and thought-provoking. Have a nice ride, and I will see you soon. I shall leave you watching the Enfield riding into the distance.